And good morning people, welcome back to Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. We've been making our way trying to recruit some of the Royal Knights, and I'm now just about to go and meet up with Magnamon. I said at the end of the last part that I was going to prepare my Digimon for the next wave of evolutions. That is done. It took way longer than I was expecting because I needed to do a few things with stats. Not really the attack, defense, speed, intelligence, HP and SP, although there were a few that needed that. Mostly with ABI. Let's go to walk around one here. ABI, you'll see it just below the speed there. ABI is only gained in 3 ways. One, there is a meat called Miracle Meat that you can feed people, feed your Digimon in the Digifarm, but it is extremely rare. And once you are able to buy it eventually, it costs a bomb. I think it's 1,000,000 yen. So yeah. That isn't really a good way of upgrading the ABI. The other 2 ways are to either Digivolve your Digimon, and that gives you, depending on the level that you Digivolve your Digimon, an amount, or to de-Digivolve, which is actually more effective than Digivolving. So essentially I had to de-Digivolve every single one of my Digimon, except for one, and then Digivolve them back up to get them to sort of the ABI that I'm actually needing for Digivolving later. Yeah. So yeah, it's taken me something like 10 hours to actually go and do that, to de-Digivolve, get them up to the level necessary, and then Digivolve them again, and then get them back up to level 55 where I had them at the end of the last part. Luckily there's a way to actually gain levels without you actually doing anything in this game, so that's really the reason why it took 10 hours. But yeah, Digivolving is... Many of the Digivolutions require an ABI. You can probably see on the requirements, ABI is 40. There's a few that need 20, a few that need 10, a few that need 40, some that need 80, and I believe there's 1 or 2 that need 100. 100 is max. So yeah, it's a lot more difficult to get ABI than you might think if you're playing this the first time through, which I am. Now that I know about it, I've been able to get it sorted, but if I'd known about it a lot sooner, my path and Digivolutions would have likely been slightly different. There is one Digimon that I Digivolved instead of de-Digivolving, and that was Sylphimon. Sylphimon, if I de-Digivolved her, would sort of... I would lose one part first, so it would be difficult to... It wouldn't be difficult, but it would be a problem to re-DNA Digivolve up to a Sylphimon, because I would have to have gone to a Gatomon or a Aquilamon, and I would have had to raise another of the opposite. So instead I Digivolved her up to what I wanted. Luckily I had the ABI available, and this is what she's gone into. Sakuyamon. She had 28 ABI and she needed 20 to actually do the Digivolution, so this one is perfectly fine. It's been done and I have a Sakuyamon. This is my first Mega level Digimon, and she's currently level 28. She's getting going up quicker in levels because, as I said, levels influence ABI increases when de-digivolving and digivolving. The higher the level, the more you gain. So I'm hoping then that when I do a de-digivolve, because there is a de-digivolve involved once I've gone to the mega level, I need to go back to the for my final set of digivolutions, that she will gain something enough to offset any digivolution requirements if necessary. I believe her last one it will be 20 anyway, so it should be okay, but since ABI also influences how much training I can do on any specific Digimon, it's always a good thing to raise it up. But yeah, my first mega level Digimon, Sakurimon, she's currently not in the party, but she's here gaining levels. Every other Digimon I have is currently in the party. They are all level 25. 55. They are all ready for Digivolution after this next battle, except for 2. And I'll explain why when we get there. But yeah, it's been a long haul and a long slog, but it is done. Let us go and meet up with Magnamon and get on with this. He's there along with that. It still looks like a hand. It might be just a tree or something like that. Just a tree made up of trains. Yeah, strangely enough, I was just thinking of this while I was doing my leveling and stuff. Much of the digital world is based on trains. There's a whole lot about it. That's sure, it's got its other quirks, but any of the memory and memorial bits are done with trains and tracks. It's a bit odd, I think. I might just be misremembering, but I don't think I am so much. Heck, we're going along a little track here, straight to Magnamon. Can't answer us just now. Seems like he's still on the fence.
正直に言って僕はまだ迷っているんです。デジタルワールドがイーターに食い荒らされたのは人間たちが電脳空間を作った影響だと聞きました。
That is true.
人間の心が歪んでいるからあんな醜い化け物が生まれたのだと多くのデジモンたちは考えています。
And that is also true. The eaters are coming from the emotions and dispositions of the humans, and yeah.
それがもし真実なら人間は全ての世界に危機をもたらす存在。ルフトモンの行動は正しいということになります。
But you're of two minds. What's the other thing going through your mind?
それに僕はこの世界に来てみてデジモンたちを道具のように扱う悪い人間がいることを知りました。
Ah, so currently your experiences are not good.
ですが君のように状況を打破しようと動く者もいる。
But then there's us trying to undo this situation.
君たち人間のことがよくわかりません。一体どれが本当の人間の姿なんです。
The answer to that is difficult to actually say. Maybe it's one, maybe it's the other, maybe it's both, maybe it's neither.
実 実は僕には連れがいたんです。
Oh, so
二つの世界が交わった時、イーターから救うためにこの世界に連れてきた小さな連れが
companions to save them from the eaters.
あの混乱で離れ離れになってしまいましてね。彼らはまだ幼く弱い。ひょっとしたら悪い人間に捕まっているかもしれません。
Do we know these two?
彼らにもしものことがあったら僕は人間を許さない。今彼らが置かれている状況が人間を測る指針になるでしょう。
Well, Nokia's here. Wait, Nokia's here? What are you doing here, Nokia? Okay, why?
君は
ほらみんな、やっと見つかったよ。マグナモン。
Lopmon and Tokamon.
みんな無事だ。
マグナモン、ノキアたちが、この人間たちが僕らを助けてくれたんだ。
So we do know his little companions. Heck, we played with them a little bit. Hide and seek.
助けてくれた人間が。
ようやく見つけた。さすが京子さんだわ。もうほとんどのロイヤルナイツの居場所を把握してたとは。これでみんな合流できた。ね、オメガモン。
オメガモン。オメガモン。あなた人間と行動を共にしていたのですか。
その通り。マグナモン、君にならわかるはずだ。人間を危険な存在と切り捨てるのは間違った選択だと。
ですか。僕たちの世界のあの惨状を作り出したのは。
ノキアたちはそのことを知った上で現状の打開を望んでいる。デジモンと人間の双方を助けるため力を惜しまず戦っているのもまた人間なのだ。確かにルフトモンによって人間が滅ぼされればデジモンたちは救われるかもしれない。
I've said this before when watching Digimon, on both series and games. And this always comes up, the destruction of the human world to save the digital world. They are linked at a very intricate level. You cannot destroy one without the other. Well, yeah. If you destroy the human world, the digital world will sort of cease to exist because it's a part of the human's technology and its creations. And that's the way I see it, at least. So I always look on the way the story comes out as just going, isn't this self-detrimental? Why don't you see that?
しかし結果を急ぐあまり分かり合えるはずの者たちを滅ぼしていいというのか。私はそうは思わない。
マグナモン、僕たちノキアのことが大好き。一緒にいられたら嬉しいな。
僕が膝を抱えて悩んでいた間、あなたたちは走り行動し僕の仲間を救ってくれていたのですね。
行動すればなんとかなる。それを教えてくれたのも人間、ノキアだ。
オメガももう十分です。僕の迷いは晴れました。
Okay, good. So we don't need to fight Magnamon.
もし人との共闘がロイヤルナイツの汚名になろうとも、仲間を守ってくれた恩は返さなくてはなりません。
He seems
人間とデジモンが手を取り合えるよう僕もできるだけのことをさせてもらいます。
like he's going to help us. That's excellent. So
ありがとうマグナモン。
next up we've just got to deal with Kentarosmon.
惑わされるな。
Hello, Dynasmon.
ノキア。
私の接近に気づかぬとはふぬけたなオメガモン。
デュナスモン。
マグナモン、奴らの還元に耳を貸してはいかん。デジタルワールドで我らがイーターと戦った苦難の日々を忘れたか。人と我らが手を取り合う可能性などこやつらが電脳空間を作った瞬間に消えている。お前が立つべきはこちら側だ。ロイヤルナイツの一人としてイグドラシルの意志に従え。
もしもイグドラシルの意志が彼女たちを傷つけろと命じるならば僕は従わない。仲間を救ってくれた恩人を傷つけることなどできはしない。
理解できぬな。なぜ愚劣な人間どもの味方など。
確かに愚かな人もいるでしょう。でも人はそれだけではない。
Yes, there are a lot of fools around in the human race. And every individual can act foolish at times. But there's a lot of noble people out there. And Magnamon is one of the more noble style of the Royal Knights. I believe he's one of the youngest as well. Oh, in terms of age, in terms of creation and stuff. Sure, we've seen Jesmon, who is only just happened, but I believe Magnamon is one of the younger ones. So a little bit more, a bit less experienced.
苦境に抗い仲間を救ってくれた彼らのその輝きに僕はかける。
So his goals and his things are still acting on a lot of instinct. And if he sees nobility,
その果ての結末こそ
he goes to
我
it.
が望み。バイバーン。
Wyvern's Breath. Yeah. Wyvern's Breath is fairly strong. It hits everyone but damages himself. And Dynasmon is Data Wind. Unfortunately for him, I've come in with a team that can actually do a fair amount to him. Mega Seedramon has a lightning attack. It's only 2 times damage, but it's enough. Lady Devamon doesn't have a lightning attack, but she is virus against the data type. Oh wait, lightning only did 1.5, sorry, because it's the element. But she's going to be the time when I do as much healing as possible if I need it.
これを使って。
Life drain on Magnamon, that is perfectly fine. Yes, we do have Magnamon in this fight, and he is going to buff us up a little bit. He's not particularly helpful because he's vaccine type, and I believe neutral based, so he doesn't have any real ways of defeating Dynasmon. I think he's neutral vaccine, but I'm not completely certain. So it's going to be up to my Digimon mostly to do the heavy lifting. Metal Tyrannomon does 400 damage with that, so not too bad. And anytime I don't need to heal, it's going to be Nightmare. So just keep up the damage and I'll win this. Especially if that happens. Oh, you also have aura. Okay, you didn't take any extra damage from that. You might be Data actually. Magnamon. I'm actually going to quickly check that. I thought thought it was. Actually, I can't. My normal checkup thing doesn't have the armor Digimon, so never mind. But yeah, he might be Data. He might be just plain neutral. I guess we'll find out when I actually get that, because I am working towards it once I get the Digi-Egg. But let's finish this fight. So, Dynasmon. Nothing really that dangerous. I came in knowing what he was based, so it really helps out that I had elements set up. I brought everyone along anyway, so if I needed to, I could change a few things up, but I was pretty certain I wasn't going to need to. So, everyone gets level. I don't think it's going to change much on the ABI stakes for when I digivolve, but if it does, helpful. But yeah. You stand at a disadvantage now. I think that's a translation error. We've got the advantage. It's either the translation is either on you or disadvantage. Because if it's you, he's meaning I stand at a disadvantage, and if it's disadvantage, it's you stand at an advantage. So yeah, it's one of those two. But it's definitely a mistranslation. But this isn't the last time we'll see Dynasmon. He's gone for now. Offer us this. The Harmonious Will, which is the second part of what we need for Kentaurasmon. We need to give this to Mirai to open up this gate that she's wanting to do, so we can get to Ultra Force Vidramon. So we've recruited Magnamon. Excellent.
そうか、マグナモンが仲間になってくれたか。彼はロイヤルナイツにおける守りの要。心強い味方ができたな。
One of the leaders, but I still believe he's one of the younger ones. I'm probably completely wrong.
どうして私がこんなにもロイヤルナイツについて詳しいのかだって？
That is a very good question. Because you've been able to find them fairly easily. Sure, you were you disappeared for a while, but there's probably the investigation. But even then, it didn't take you long.
考えてもみたまえ。私は探偵だ。無論調査したに決まっている。調査方法を知りたいというのか？それはな、企業秘密ということにさせてもらうよ。いずれその疑問は解消されるとは思うがね。
Okay, so you're not going to answer that question. Fair enough. What nationality was the person who first brought coffee to Japan. Isn't that the Dutch one? The answer for that. I believe we've had that before. Close this school for a while tomorrow. Oh, go and see Ryota. I'm sure he'll be happy to be with you. So, now that we've got the harmonious wheel and the steel wheel, let's go to Mirai. Got it. Summoning the special Digimon will take some time. Why not head back to the office? It's been a while, I'm sure there are cases waiting. There is one case that is coming up, and it will cause... this is the case that will cause Mirai to finish up with the with what she's doing. However, first up, let's get to Digivolving, shall we? Okay. So, Sakuyamon to the party for the moment, and, well, Digivolving. First up, I'm going to explain why I cannot, if I press the right button, Digivolve Chirinmon or Nightmon at this moment in time. They're going to be sticking in this form for, unfortunately, a very long time. I could Digivolve to Metal Garurumon, but my next aim is for Kentarosmon. And you might notice there's a case solved, Great Challenge 3. That case is not going to be available for quite a while. So what I'm going to be doing is just keeping Chirinmon in the bank, letting him gain levels and everything. It's the only thing I need, just 5 more levels and the Great Challenge. 3 case. So he's just going to gain levels and be able to use, when I do Digivolve, gain a bit more ABI and stuff like that, but that's not really necessary. So yeah, Chirinmon's going to be put to the one side for a little bit. It's not exactly what I want. I would have liked everyone to be involved at the moment at the same time, but if this case is required, this case is required. Because I am on a set path, and to get the Digimon on the final Digimon I want, and if I don't follow this path, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to actually get to where I want to be. Nightmon actually has a lot more requirements. I'm aiming for this one. This one is a Digimon that we haven't seen. It is one of the Royal Knights. It is our 12th Royal Knight, so there are 12. We'll probably be eventually seeing it at some point, but if you remember its name, it is Craniamon. Still need a bit of defense, but by the time he's level 60 and above, that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Yeah, so he's going to be just having a bit of time in the Digibank, just gaining levels. Everyone else, I am going to be Digivolving now. So let's get on to that, shall we? Gigadramon will be going into a Machine Dramon. Lady Devamon is, well, we've only got one choice at the moment. And, well, let's go for it. This is Lotusmon. Data plant. So yeah. Next up, Lilymon is actually going into Lotusmon's counterpart and its actual proper line version. And indeed it is Rosemon. Mega Seadramon is going to follow the natural path for Seadramons. And become a Metal Seadramon. Metal Tyrannomon, I've only got one choice, and yeah, this one took a bit of effort to get to the max HP required. Yeah, you might notice the amount of training I had to do there. But yeah, Blackwall Greymon, one of the first edition exclusive Digimons. I am the nerd about actually going for this eventually, but if it's on the path that I want, I won't be finishing with it, so it's going to be okay here. So, Blackwall Greymon has two special moves, Dark Terror Force and Black Tornado. So I'm only going to be able to have 4 other skills on him. So I'm going to have to be aware of that. Akuamon is going for this one. I had to go do quite a bit of work for his intellect for this one. And yeah, I'm not sure why it's an intellect one, but then again, thinking about the actual Digimon I'm going into, it sort of makes sense as well. Because this is the full involvement of Tentamon, Hercules Kabuteramon. So intellect is its way. Next up, Pangemon is going into this one here. We've sort of been following a Leomon line here, and we're continuing that. Saber Leomon. And finally, Piximon is going into this one down here. Or Phanimon. So, my Digivolutions for the moment are done. Farm 1 and 2 are currently just gaining levels, they're just doing their thing. Farm 3 and 4, 4 is actually my training farm at the moment, and 3 is just gaining levels on my normal Digimon, so yeah, I do have a few things set up. But next time, we're going to go and do the case that is actually just, the start is actually just outside of here. And once we've done that, she'll be able to open the gate to Ultra Force Regionmon, or whatever parallel world we're going into for that. And I'll set up my team so I know who's going where. So, yeah, next time, that. Until then, have a wonderful day, have lots of fun. Goodbye.